Hello, fellow marketers. I'm Brian Bowie, and welcome to another episode of Directive R&D. Today, I'm joined by a special guest, a returning lab partner, Tim Davidson. Welcome to the show.
Hey Brian, thanks for having me. It's Friday. It's R&D. Can't get
Yeah,
anything better. Nothing better
yeah.
than this.
Save this for Friday, right? It's fun to check out the experiments we got going on in the lab. Tim's one of our senior paid media strategists at Directive and manages paid media for Directive. So we have some interesting insights to share today around LinkedIn ads. And I'm going to share a deck and we're going to review some data based on an experiment we're running. Not really an experiment, but some very interesting insights that LinkedIn gave us around different ad formats in LinkedIn, which is I know is pretty relevant to most of you B2B SaaS marketers out there. So, Tim, you see my screen all right?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So some prerequisite. In LinkedIn, there's a few ad formats that everyone's pretty familiar with, between sponsored content, spotlight ads, text ads, message ads, convo ads, in-mail ads, and hopefully they keep adding more because we love them. And what we wanted to know and what LinkedIn came to us was, what happens when you run one ad format at the same time as another one with the same audience. So for our case, we were running sponsored content ads in the feed, in your news feed, and then also message ads, specifically conversation ads at the same time to the same audience. So some of you might be wondering, like, is there any cannibalization going on? Is there any auction competitiveness going on? Not really, because they're two different ad formats and different placements. But LinkedIn came to us and with some of their insights around how there's a difference between the engagement that you'll see when a prospect sees a warm message ad, which means they've seen a sponsored content ad before they receive the message ad, and just a cold message ad. So think of the cold message ads as the first time they've seen an ad from you was in their in-mail or in their inbox in LinkedIn. A warm one is after they've seen a sponsored content ad and then they've seen a message ad. So I'm going to pass it off to Tim to kind of show the difference in performance when they saw a sponsored content ad and a message ad in conjunction.
Yeah. So this right here is super blew my mind. It's because as a marketer, you're running in every channel. You're running different kind of ad formats everywhere, but you don't. It's really hard to see how they all kind of play together.
Yeah.
So when LinkedIn came to us with this, it was just really validating. So you'll see open rates. So if someone saw our sponsored content ad before they actually saw our message ad, our open rates increased 15%. And then it compounds because of those open rates, and even with the click rates, 22% increase if someone saw that sponsored content ad, and then the message ad. And it's just it really kind of brings back around that trying to be anywhere and everywhere, but also just how our sponsored content ads, which it's not like we were running them for message ads, we're running them with a different offer, like an offer. So just to have that in conjunction is it's super interesting, and it really could play to how you actually think about marketing as a whole.
Right. That's a great point there. And yeah, I think the fun thing for us about it was that LinkedIn is able to track the engagement with one ad format versus another. And it gets difficult to do that cross-platform with when you're running like a display ad or a video ad, and you're trying to see how that influences your search campaign open rates or click rates and conversion rates. So because LinkedIn was looking at an ad format within just one platform, I think it was very interesting for us and definitely validated that you can run brand campaigns, you can run other ad formats, and it does have an influence on the engagement rate with further ad formats. And again, like I mentioned with the frequency, having 2 touch points in our space with B2B SaaS, it makes a difference. So yeah, great point. I'm gonna hop out of here as a quick one. And 1 second. So Tim, based on the increased open rates and click rates, did this result in more leads?
Yes. So I did some backwards math. Now again, we're running the sponsored content ads with an offer, right? So it's not like we were just running those just to increase that. But because we're running in conjunction, it ended up producing an additional 22 leads a month.
Just by having both, right?
Just by having both. Like
it could be more, yeah.
Yeah. If we didn't, it's 22 leads a month just by having both. Like, obviously, we're getting leads from each of them separately, but it's just really, if we weren't running one, we'd be missing out on 22 leads a month. It's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah, and there's costs associated, and you can do all that math, but for us, it ended up being profitable and made a big difference. And I think that just goes along like measuring lift overall in terms of cross-channel, omni-channel like campaigns that you're running. You know, seeing if like a TV ad or something increases your direct traffic, or just understanding your baselines before you go into this type of campaigns is important to track with attribution. But definitely in our case, it was cool to see that you could check out the data directly from LinkedIn for those users that saw both ads. So yeah, Tim, thank you so much for sharing that insight for us. I think it's helpful and another tool or data point that people can use if they're trying to pitch multi-ad formats and help show that brand campaigns or different ad formats can supplement each other.
Exactly.
Sweet. Yeah, well, thanks so much for joining on. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment for Tim or I, and we'll try to get back to you. And Tim, I hope to see you in the next lab.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.
Yeah.